Alright everyone, welcome to another video, Full Speed Impulse. And today, we're showing you old XR70. This thing has been sitting out in the barn for probably 5-6 years now with a blown motor, which is no bueno. And I figured since we're still ordering parts for our XR100, and I don't want to start that build yet until we have most to all of our parts, figured why not help a buddy out. We're going to get this thing all dialed in so he could sell it and probably pick up an XR100 or even maybe a KLX 140 that will be able to do some sweet builds. So enough talking about that. Let's talk a little bit about this bike. So the first things with this was our original pit bikes. We used to pit bike the XR70s and all that. And this bike here, somehow the oil plug came out of it when it was being ripped and all that. And the rider did not realize this. And it pretty much seized up the motor, guys. And this could not be, we're hoping it's just a top end build, but you never know. Those bearings might have gave out on the crank, or I don't know, maybe it could be everything could be bad. The whole crank could be bad. All right, guys, so just to give you a quick look at it, here's where the plastic's cracked. Kind of stinks, but you know what? We're just going to try to hopefully probably get some epoxy out or something and just kind of glue that together. It kind of is what it is. Motor is super duper grimy. Definitely needs a new air filter. So, and then you can see like our spokes and all that are really like dingy. And I don't even know if she has front brakes or not. See, ooh, yeah, see our front brakes like barely want to release. So we're gonna have to take that all apart, re-grease some stuff in there, get it sliding good. Go back here. One thing it does have is a nice little FMF pipe on there. The power core, which would be a nice little selling point. It's a good pipe, good pipe. Had to clean up our brake pads, get some, ooh, get off of there. And chain has, ooh, man, ooh, shoot. Man, that thing is, yeah, she needs a new chain, or at least a better chain. Come over here. Kickstarter. She's locked up. And then that seems fine. Time will tell with that stuff. And any bearings in here. Yeah, this thing needs some help for sure. All right, guys, we got to get this thing dialed in because no one's going to spend premium dollars on this rig here. But I promise you, a little bit of our touch on her, get her running good, get her shined up nice, get her dialed in, and this bike will be looking pretty darn fresh. So, enough talking. Let's bust out that simple green pressure washer and probably some orange degreaser. Let's get at this thing. All right, we got her all cleaned up, guys. She's actually looking pretty good. We might not do as much as we thought as far as painting and all that. We don't want the bike to, this sounds weird, to seem too nice because I honestly don't want to make it too nice to where someone might think that this bike's never been like ridden or used or all that. I want it to kind of look the part. This bike has been used a little bit, but it's done a lot of sitting too. But the problem is this motor is just really messed up. So we pulled the spark plug, and that is what our spark plug looks like. I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it means it's not good. Yeah, that's no bueno. All right, so our next step on this pretty much I think we're at is we're going to have to pull the whole motor out of the dirt bike just because it's going to be super easy to work on. It's not too much to pull these motors out. That way we can put it on the bench, figure out what's going on, start pulling the top end off and all that good stuff, and see what's seized. We're praying it's just a piston and a cylinder just messed up, and then that crank is still good, but we are prepared to do whatever we need to do to get this motor dialed in, which if we have to get down into the crank, that'll probably be the deepest we've ever gone on rebuilding a motor. But we're ready here to get her done. And that's the thing, I don't think crank and bearings would be too much on this. We'll just keep it stock crank, just OEM bearings, and still put the big bore on it. But we're gonna see what this all is, because this motor ran dry, no oil. I mean, that could affect so many internal parts and all that. And it wasn't like it went quick. It was getting beaten on super hard. So not really good scenario. But we're gonna figure it out. Get this thing dialed in, and yeah. So let's get this motor pulled out, and then we'll go from there. Well, about 10 minutes later, guys, came out real simple. So what you do is you have a main bolt right here, and then you have a main bolt here. You're gonna slide those out, disconnect your carb, 2 wires here, take your exhaust off. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. She's out. That was the easy part. Now it's time for the tough stuff. So we're going to switch to this side here. We got to get our timing chain undone, all that stuff. Then we can pull our head off, and then we'll really see what's happening. All right, so let's start right with the bad news. That's bad news. Woo! That is definitely our problem for sure. But here is the good news. We pull on our chain here. Oop, pull on it. Our crank is in good shape. It doesn't have any up and down movement on the crank, any slop, and just a little side to side, which is standard, that's normal. So we're gonna be able to pull this off, put a fresh piston on. That's gonna be good there. We took our head apart because we just wanted to double check, making sure these bearings didn't get like scorched from not being lubricated. And they spin pretty free. There's no crazy marks on the cam, but man, you can see it was getting hot. It looks like it got a little blue there. Other than that, she feels pretty good. So all we have to do, new piston, clean that up so we get a fresh gasket on. We're gonna clean this head up in a parts washer, get all our old gaskets scraped off, and then we'll be able to get some new stuff on, and just put the cam in, readjust our rockers back in and all that stuff, and this will be good to go. So we do have a lot of the main parts to fix this: head gasket kit, big bore, piston, and a couple other goodies and all that. But we're just gonna have to go through everything, make sure we have all the right gaskets, and just get this thing all cleaned up, get it dialed in and all that. It's gonna take a little bit extra time. So we're gonna cut this video because next video will be kind of more of how to install a big bore. That way, if you're just watching this on how to install a big bore, we'll be able to help you guys out. Or if you're just watching to see the revive of this XR70, then just stay tuned because we got more good footage coming for you guys. And I'm pretty sure once we get this thing all dialed in, she's going to fire right up. So I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, we'll see you later.